What we're looking at right now is the AWI in our on-prem environment right now. The first goal that we're going to be looking at is how do we move over those jobs? How do we move from an on-prem to a SaaS environment? And let me also be very clear. What we're right now looking at within the red is our SaaS environment. So if you're seeing green, we're in on-prem, and red, we're on SaaS. With the red, we're going to start by moving over some jobs. A lot of people's environments that we look at have close to 500, 1,000 jobs per client in their automation engine systems. What we're going to be doing today is moving over 500 plus jobs right now. All we have to do is find the jobs that we would like, go into and select them, go to transfer, and then we're going to go to transport. What this is going to do is add all those jobs into the transport case and save that file hierarchy that we have here. So if I go in here as well, I can grab all these jobs, transfer and transport, go to the main level and also do the same thing. And this is going to, as mentioned, keep that file hierarchy and paths correct based off of what is going on in your on-prem environment. Then after I've selected everything that I think I would like to move, as long as we're in the process assembly section here, we can go down to transport case. What this is going to do is let us look at every object that we've added to the transport case. So what this is going to happen is we can look in here, check, validate, make sure that we're moving only things that we want to move. Now you have two options. You can right click and then export from there, or we can just export up here with that transport case, which is what we'll go ahead and do. Then what you're going to see is a TXT file downloads. What this is going to do is do a database export of all those objects, and it's database agnostic, so you're not going to have to worry about is the database the same on the SaaS. No worries, it's going to convert just how you'd like it. So now all we have to do, as again, we're in our SaaS environment, and normally when we're in this stage, what we're going to do is we're going to import here. We go to the file, we upload it based off of what we would like. So that's the data that we just exported out of our on-prem environment. If you're upgrading or promoting jobs between the environments, you maybe already have some jobs placed in your SaaS environment. You're unsure if it's already there. You can always replace existing objects, and you'd want to keep that existing folder links because then it will place it where you would like it to go. So since this is a clean environment, I'm going to not do either of those and import those objects. After this, normally, for the sake of time, we won't be doing it today, but on a one-on-one, we would definitely love to show you. We will also validate using AI and our AI agents to make sure that that export is working correctly for you. So what we would end up doing is doing an export of on our SaaS environment here, and then doing a comparison between the SaaS and the on-prem export. Now, even though it did say those objects are added, I'm going to refresh. And as long as I see on the left side of the screen here that that folder is there, that's how I know that those objects are actually in. And we can still go in and check and see that all these jobs are in here like how we had them before in our on-prem environment. That's everything to move the jobs. They will run if there's an agent here. But the next thing we need to check is where the agent's at. Well, a lot of you already have agents installed on your on-prem environment, or maybe you have them on some other VMs, but you're going to want to connect those to your SaaS environment. So how do we go about doing that? Well, first, let's go in and check one of our Windows jobs, go to attributes on the side, and we can see what agent it's pointing at. If you see here, since we're in our SaaS environment, this is not resolved to anything, and we can tell that by the pencil. If there's a pencil there, it means that there's no agents that are resolving to that name. We can even go into administration and agents and see that we have no agents here at all. So now what I'm going to do is add an agent. The one we were just looking at was a Windows agent. We add that in. And this is a very, very important part of this process. What we want to do is rename that agent, this new agent that we're making in the SaaS environment, to the same name that it is in the on-prem environment. Now that we've done that, what we're going to do is right click on this new agent that we've made and then do download agent. Then, based off of whatever architecture you're running your agent on, that's what you're going to select. And then you have a few options here. So we have the service manager and the JRE. What this is going to do is if you're doing this into a new environment that does not have a service manager, I would highly recommend you do the service manager option, and same with the Java runtime environment. This is going to make it so that all you have to do is download and place the agent there. No extra setup compared to normally how you would have to download the service manager separately and also the JRE Java runtime. So what we'll do is click download on that. And then what we'll do is get a download. We'll keep that. And as you can see, it's downloading up here. And then once this is done, we're going to move it over to our other environment. So we can open that up and I'm going to copy that. Okay, and then let me go over to the other environment, extract, and here we go. The zip file there for the agent that we just downloaded, I extracted it to the desktop and opened that up for us. So what this is going to do is there's our agent that was in there. If we open this up, what we can see is the Windows agent. We can double check and validate that everything is correct in here. So we can look in the INI. Most of the time, you won't ever have to edit this at all. Sometimes you might have to do something with a TCP IP section. That is possible, but normally with these downloads, everything is set up prior for you. Just wanted to make that quick call out. Now that I have the Windows agent unzipped in a file location that I can see, I've also gone to the library and opened up the Atomic version 26. So this is an on-prem system that we're looking at here. As you can see on the left, there's our service manager dialog. It is currently running. I have also gone to the library and stopped the on-prem Windows agent that we're trying to reconnect into the SaaS environment. All we have to do is take our folder that we extracted, copy it, move it over into our agents directory here, and paste that in. Now what we do is all we have to do is repoint where the Service Manager dialog is looking at for files. So we can go in here and edit this path to point at our new directory. Okay, click all right. And then we just click start service. Now we have to give it a few seconds to validate and connect, but this will end up connecting to the AWI and it's also going to add itself into the client that we started it in. So as you can see there, it has connected. Now if we head back, we can see this is the one that we had downloaded prior. If we refresh this page, we can see that that Windows agent is active. Now, I do want to make a call out that that process works and when you have tens of agents, if you're a process that has maybe a few hundred agents and you're looking at this process saying, wow, that might be a lot of work, do not worry. We do have another process that we do a little bit more complicated. We're more than welcome to show that off in a 1v1, but we wanted to just do this for the sake of time today, show you that there is a process. There is two actually. So that is everything.